Hello everyone, my name is Sakshi Pawar. I am a student of Abhijit Sangh Institute. So today's topic for daily task video is the nervous system. The nervous system is the organized group of cells specialized for the conduction of electrochemical stimuli from sensory receptor through a network to the site at which a response occurs. All living organisms are able to detect the changes within themselves and their environment. Changes in the external environment include changes in the external environment include those of light, temperature, sound, motion and odor, while the changes in the internal environment include those of the position of the head and limbs as well as the internal organs. Once detected, these internal and external changes must be analyzed and acted upon in order to survive as a life on the earth evolved and environment become more complex. The survival of organism depended upon how well they could respond to changes their surroundings. One factor necessary for their survival was a speedy reaction or a responses. Since communication from one cell to another by chemical means was too slow to be adequate for survival, a system evolved that allowed for faster reaction. That system was the nervous system, which is based on the almost which is based on almost instantaneous transmission of electrical impulses from one region to the another along specialized nerve cells called neurons. The nervous systems are of two general types, which is diffused and centralized. In this diffuse type of a system found in lower invertebrates, there is no brain and neurons are distributed throughout the organism in a net-like pattern. In centralized system of a higher invertebrates and vertebrates, a portion of the nervous system has a dominant role in coordinating information and directing responses. This centralization reaches its culmination in vertebrates, which have a well-developed brain and spinal cord. Impulses are carried and to form a spinal cord by nerve fibers. That makes the nervous system up the peripheral nervous system. So the simplest type of a response is a direct one-to-one stimulus response reaction. Changes in the environment is the stimulus. The reaction of the organism is the response. In a single-celled organism, the responses is the result of a property of the cell, fluid called irritability. In simple organisms such as algae, protozoans, and fungi, a response in which the organism moves towards or away from the stimulus is called as taxis. In larger and more complicated organisms, those in which the response involves the synchronization and integration of events in different parts of the body. A control of a mechanism or a controller is located between the stimulus and the response. In the multicellular organism, this controller consists of the two basic mechanisms by which the integration is achieved: chemical regulation and nervous regulation. In a chemical regulation, substances called hormones are produced by a well-defined group of cells and and are either diffused or carried out by the blood to other areas of the body. where they act on target cells and influence metabolism. In induced synthesis of the other substances, the changes resulting from the hormonal action are expressed in the organism as influenced on or alteration from the growth, reproduction, and behavior. The basic pattern of a stimulus response coordination in animals is an organization of the receptor, adducer, and effector units. External stimuli are received by the receptor cells, which is in most cases are neurons. The stimulus is modified or transduced into an electrical impulse in the receptor neuron. This incoming incitation of the afferent impulse then passes along with the extension or axon, the receptor of the to an adducer called as the interneuron. Then the interneuron adducer selects, interprets, and modifies the input of the receptor and sends an outgoing or the efferent impulse to an efferent neuron such as motor neuron. The efferent neuron in turn makes contact with an effector such as a muscle or a gland, which are produced a response. So simplest arrangement of the receptor, adducer, and effector units to form a functional group called as a reflex arc or a reflex arc. The sensory cells carry afferent impulses to the central efferent impulses of a effector.